Good to chat with John McClain. How you been, John?
Rich, I've been great. How are you?
And tell me how is everything in Houston this morning?
A dark and dreary day, as you can imagine. Losing to the Red Sox, the best team in baseball, is one thing, but to lose 4 in a row after you get the first one at Fenway, including 3 at Minute Maid Park, is almost unfathomable. But the Red Sox kicked their butt, and they deserve to win and move on to the World Series.
So what's the postmortem? What do you think the epitaph reads for the 2018 Houston Astros, John?
They won a record number of games, 103. They peaked at the right time, starting in September. They swept the Indians, and then they were a huge disappointment. But overall, the fans here are very forgiving. They're all fired up now about spring training beginning February 23rd, and all is forgiven one day later.
Well, I mean, they definitely have the kids. They definitely have the young players that are going to turn into veterans of significant note. What do you think they do in this offseason? What happens here?
In the last offseason, Rich, Jeff Luhnow, the GM, rebuilt the bullpen. The bullpen let them down big time in this series. They've got unsigned players, Dallas Keuchel. They got to get Marwin Gonzalez back. He's just too valuable at a number of positions. Most people think Keuchel, as a lefty who's 30, will get a big contract somewhere else. They've got Evan Gattis' contract up. Charlie Morton, he'll be 35 next season. But those are the only guys that really contributed who could be gone. And their minor league system is really good. And as you mentioned, they got a lot of good young players here. They should be good again next season and one of the favorites to win the World Series.
Well, I talked about it with Ken Rosenthal earlier, John. The reputation of the organization has definitely taken a hit with the story that was in Yahoo Sports this week about somebody I've never heard of getting a credential seemingly from the owner to take photographs of opposing dugouts, and this is in light of a lot of teams thinking that the Astros are cheaters. Are they cheaters, John?
I have no idea. I mean, baseball investigated and said the guy was there for surveillance, which is ridiculous. I mean, he was supposed to be making sure the Red Sox were not cheating, with their Apple Watches again. I would imagine just about every team in this era of analytics and electronics that everybody's doing something to try to gain an advantage. But when you put a guy in a camera well and he's not a camera and he's right next to the dugout shooting, then it's very suspicious, and the Indians tipped them off on that. But I was stunned baseball investigated so quick, and I'm guessing this is not the end of it.
The Rich Eisen Show, weekdays at noon Eastern on Audience.